A little bit about Clearview at beta testing with them, but from what we understand, you've been using facial recognition software since 2013. So what exactly is different about the service you're using now?
So we've been using a program called FACES, Face Analysis, Comparison, and Examination System. It's a program that's operated by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, and several hundred law enforcement agencies throughout Florida also use the program. That system has about 22 million images in its database. It's mugshots from state correctional facilities, county jails, as well as driver's license databases. Clearview AI is said to have about 3 billion photos in their database, and so the database that they maintain is like nothing we've ever seen.
That's artificial intelligence.
Yes.
How does this work?
So we're testing facial recognition software through a company known as Clearview AI, and the software is essentially Google for photos. And so the program scours images that are publicly available on the internet. It's images that people voluntarily post in their social media pages or any other platforms that are open source. And so we've since used it to make several identifications in several felony cases. And we're actually going to be hosting several community meetings and reaching out to our stakeholders, such as the ACLU and other groups that we really want to get feedback from as far as informing sound policy on the use of this software. So the way the program works is that we upload a still shot from a video, or if we have a single photograph of a person we're trying to identify, be it a suspect, a witness, anybody who has a connection to the case that we're investigating. And the program will search the internet and make facial recognition matches to, it could be social media profiles, it could be images that are posted on any number of websites, and so it'll give us a match to that page. It'll direct us to that page, and then through further investigation we'll learn who that person on the image is. What's important also to note is that we don't use those matches to establish probable cause to arrest anybody. So all it is a lead that points us in the right direction, and then we have to, now that we have a name, now we get to work backwards and try to figure out what can tie that particular person to the crime.
The use of artificial intelligence and facial recognition software can be very controversial, with some folks citing privacy concerns and a big brother. I'm sure you're anticipating hearing some of this at the community meetings from a law enforcement perspective. What do you want the community to know?
Well, first thing that we want to hear from the community is we want to know exactly what their concerns are, and we do want everyone to know that we believe strongly that the right technology in the wrong hands is the wrong technology. And so we're going to be very responsible with the way that we use this technology. This technology is not going to be used for anything that is not directly tied to official law enforcement business. So a criminal investigation, identifying persons who are deceased, persons who possibly suffer from dementia and are found wandering the streets, and we're trying to reunite them with their family members. And the use of this technology is going to be seriously monitored and audited every month, and so every single use of the technology is going to have to be tied to a particular case number and a reasonable explanation for why we're using the technology.
And you've been beta testing, essentially, using this with this Clearview company. You said you've already made a few arrests because of it?
We have identified over 10 suspects in felony cases since we started beta testing this product. In the 2 months that we've been using the software, we've been able to identify 10 suspects who have been tied to felony cases, many of them violent felonies. It's also important for people to understand that this is not going to be used for real-time monitoring of crowds or of people who are going about their business walking down the sidewalk. This is only going to be used to look back at crimes or different incidents like missing or deceased persons that we're investigating. So people should not be worried about us hooking this up to a camera and just having us running their social media profiles as they walk down the street.